Hey Arizona, just because weed is legal now doesn't mean your criminal record is clear. You need to visit azexpunge.org today. The Reclaim Your Future campaign can expunge your record for free. Go to azexpunge.org now. Hey Arizona, just because weed is legal now doesn't mean your criminal record is clear. You need to visit azexpunge.org today. The Reclaim Your Future campaign can expunge your record for free. Go to azexpunge.org now. Hey Arizona, just because weed is legal now doesn't mean your criminal record is clear. You need to visit azexpunge.org today. The Reclaim Your Future campaign can expunge your record for free. Go to azexpunge.org now.
Disclaimer. This video, like all videos featured on this channel, is definitely intended for mature audiences. This video is likely to contain profane language. Content is inappropriate for minors. Video is not for kids.
Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb Show. Lord of mercy.
A lot of help is needed from day to day. I need it. Hello, it's Dr. Greenthumb. Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb Show live on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, and the home site, www.breal.tv. I'm here with DJ C-, Mr. Goodlight.
What up? Happy Tuesday.
Here with the legendary Psycho Leezy.
Salute. Cheers.
We got the Treehouse crew, Bolton Blombo, Bra Bra, and the Dominator.
Yo, on a Tuesday. Shout to Trace, he's up here too.
Uncle Trace.
Yes, sir.
Word up. He's playing manager today. You know, he's not on the bases. He's managing the team. We got the legendary Steph Tone, Mr. Strongbag.
What's up, everybody?
And we have the legendary Easy Mo B in the building.
Easy Mo.
Hey, man, I got to say, it's an honor to have you here. Long overdue. And what's crazy is that, like, in all the years that we've been all here doing music, we've never, like, connected.
But we talked.
But we talked.
Yeah.
We got to do something, man.
Psycho,
That's a checklist for me if that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, it's good to have you here, man. I know you just DJ'd a set with Leezy somewhere, right?
Yeah. We shouts to Beer and Beats.
Yeah, Beats and Beer.
Psycho Les, Beat Nuts, of course. We gonna do more of them, right?
Of course, man. It was epic night. The turnout was crazy. You know, come on. We got a lot of all-star DJs. So
All vinyl.
all vinyl.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All vinyl. We lug in crates, 45s, taking it back, you know.
Taking it to that old school
It's a fun night.
splash right
Crazy.
there.
Yes, sir.
That's dope when it's an event like that. You know, like in terms of frequency, that would be tough to be carrying all that goddamn vinyl everywhere all the time.
Well, I bought 2 bags of 45s.
Oh, that's easy.
Psych told me to keep it light, but I still actually will show up with the calzone cases. You know the calzone cases?
Hell yeah, the long ones.
Yeah. I don't carry crates no more because, see, the thing about carrying the calzone cases versus the crates is because I learned from experience. Be at gigs, you know, after you do your set, you walk away, go outside to smoke and come back, get home.
Yup, some no good,
Dirty.
some no good ass motherfuckers.
So when I walk away, I lock that calzone. You got to do a lot of working.
Yeah, to get in there.
Unlock it, then pull the top off.
Who put you onto that, or did you like think of it of your own?
Well,
Use the calzone case.
The cases, we always use the cases for travel. I talk to cats like Kid Capri, namely Chuck Chillout, man. He clowns me. Still carrying them records? Because he said he had a incident with his back. Lifting, he was like, nah, I ain't going back.
He's flash driving it now, huh?
Yeah.
I remember we did that spot in Brooklyn back in the days. Yo,
What was the spot in Bushwick?
Coda Bar.
Right, Coda Bar.
Yeah. And Easy Mo pulled up with like 5 old school crates, like
Milk
crates, like pow,
milk
pow.
best crates.
Hell yeah.
Did you have a squad with you to help you with them crates?
We rocked all night.
I mean, if anybody want to help, it's cool, but hey, it comes with the territory.
Comes with the territory.
That was always the way to get the homies in the club. Was that if you
Yeah.
had homies and you were DJing that night and you
Yeah.
had records, you everybody'd carry a crate and just walk
Grab a
in
crate.
and follow me and let's go.
Yep.
That was the way to do it.
And who knew one day there'd be a bunch of dum-dums climbing on them, making pyramids out of them?
Oh yeah, yeah. That
Come
part.
on.
Ooh, that challenge.
Yeah, what was that? Last year, a year and a half?
Ooh, that
ago?
was like 3 years ago.
Oh my God, man!
Yeah.
Stupid
A
motherfuckers.
lot of people bust their ass.
Oh,
They
man.
did.
Hey, you know, there was this one heavy dude that went up there up top, boy, and his Humpty moment. Yeah, it's hard to get it out of my head, man.
For the world to see.
For the world. Oh man. Yeah. Here, this is one of them. This isn't the heavy guy. But
Oh,
this is
man.
Thank you. Oh, bam. You know that hurt.
Ow.
If you land on one of them edges of the crates, yeah,
He done got his rig
Bonger?
with him, too?
Ah,
Finish that bong.
yeah. Man.
that bong is donezo.
It's done.
My sciatica.
Oh yeah, sciatica problems right there, man.
Ow.
Reigning supreme all day.
I think the key is to just keep stepping.
Yeah.
Walk. Because once you
Walk.
start trying to balance,
Oh.
Oh, someone's mom.
Hey, at least she hit the beat.
At least she hit the sand,
Hit the
dude.
sand.
But she hit it hard.
Chest first. Chest first. That's a chest flop in the sand, baby. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but somebody's got to show the younger part of the hip hop culture how the hip hop started, and it started with vinyl.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you know, I'm still DJing the vinyl, of course, still sampling the records. Shoot, I was digging last night.
Hey, those foundation lessons are important, man, because I feel like a generation skipped that. And that's why you hear a lot of the shit you hear today. And some of it's cool. And some of it is even great, but a lot of it is garbage. And that's because they don't got no foundation to that. You know what I mean? And I think things like that, you know, sets that you guys do like that, because I know sometimes C-Minus bust vinyl down too.
he did one with us.
Yeah, it was fun.
I think that's important foundationary lessons for these up and coming cats that actually do want to learn what hip hop is as they're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of us were students of the game. You know, we knew what came before us. We knew what was in our time with us and what came after us. You know what I mean? And there's a disconnect with that now.
I think the difference between modern and our roots is that in the beginning and up until, you know, I don't know, 2000, maybe a little after, I feel like people spoke to us through the music.
Yeah.
Like being a DJ wasn't playing songs. You were speaking through the music you played.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, you
You
tell
know.
a story.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, there was something way more than these songs just playing.
Oh,
right
true
now.
that.
And
I mean, you was trying to move butts.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, it's a
It's a
presentation.
time capsule, man. It
Yeah. takes
you back. Music takes you back. So when you play those certain joints, people just start feeling good. It's just vibes, man.
You know, and starting out vinyl only back in my house party days, it used to be about like if I had like 20, like if I was doing a house party every weekend.
oh, you DJ too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I would like, you know, I would have maybe $20 to spend to get whatever the 4 new 12s for $4.99 at the record store. So it would just teach me my programming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, what do I need out of these 6 12 inches, right? The 12-inch singles right here. What do I need for the party for the next 2 nights?
Yeah.
And then just, all right, cool. And then for sure, all right, cool. Next one, come get the next 4 on the next weekend. You know what I mean? It taught me so much about building my selection and that being able to like carry, you know, more in my crates by having things I know for sure was rocking.
And C-Minus, you made an interesting comment. DJing, I'll use the term back then, wasn't so easy. You had to do a lot of work. Like you're saying, you had to go shopping. You had to go pick up vinyl.
Yeah.
You had to, you know, source it. You had, I mean, there was a lot. It wasn't just like today, click, 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 I found it. You had to go out to the record store. You might have to jump on a bus. You might have to get across town to the mom and pop record store.
Yeah.
But you had to put in some work.
you had to monitor your crate so it didn't just get some legs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you knew what pieces you
Oh,
had
people
in
would
there.
snatch your vinyls in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
and those,
man.
and those break beats that it was only like 7-8 seconds. You throw the first one on and then you scuffling to get the second copy.
Yeah.
Get it on the turntable real quick, and you hear a little bit of singing.
The singing start coming on.
And throw that one on, and
yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
man.
It's a lot of preparation. Like pretty much like putting your records in order that you're gonna pull them from. Unless you're like freestyling it the whole goddamn way, which, you know.
Or if you had, because we talked about the crate carriers.
Yep.
See, hip hop provided jobs.
Yeah.
You had the crate carrier.
Yep.
Then you had the record boy.
Yep.
He's standing there on the side of the DJ.
He's like the bat boy.
Records, yeah.
When you finish with the Johnny the Fox by Thin Lizzy, that one copy come off, he's ready. He got the keep your distance, Babe Ruth. He gives you that, then he put that back in.
He's the assist man.
Right.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They don't
equal
got
opportunity employment, man.
I don't see too many of those dudes anymore, though.
Nah.
Well,
the record boy?
The record boy ain't around no more.
Record boy.
You know what though? I'll say this, man. A lot of young folks are going back and studying a lot of the golden era hip hop music because the one thing like some of the young producers are trying to do now is get the layers of sampling.
Yep.
Right? So they're going back to a lot of old shit to hear it, and then they, become fans of it. Because I you got to see this as well as I do. Like when we've been doing shows as of late in any part of the world, whether it's here in the United States or we go overseas rocking, we keep noticing that the fan base is getting younger, and they know the music.
Yep.
It's not like they're just standing there and moving and wilding out. They're like, with purpose, and they know, and they're singing back the songs to us. And so, yeah, I think some of the younger generation is making an attempt to like go back and see some of that and how it works and becoming fans of it, because I think, you're going to see a new form of producer coming out with these kids trying to like run samples just in their unique way.
Yeah.
And and they have to learn how that get down works before they go and try it. You know what I mean?
I'm seeing a lot of Serato DJs now trying to get on the digging. Now they want to get on the vinyl tip, and because they want to be a real DJ. Like you can't just be computer DJ. Like you got to have a couple crates.
It makes me happy looking and seeing the younger producers actually sampling vinyl.
Yeah.
You said Serato. Serato was first, but then recently MPC just came with the stems feature.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So this brings a whole brand new excitement to the thing that we've been doing for years.
To try to isolate a sound and get that.
That made me want to get a new MP.
Me too.
Exactly. You take Funky Worm by the Ohio Players. Yeah, 1,000 people sampled that.
Yeah.
But now that you got stems, like,
Yeah.
So it make you want to go back to all of those classics and dissect them.
Yeah, the sound you didn't like in it, you could pull it out.
There used to be so many samples that were so funky, but the lady would be singing all over them. So now it's like, boom, take her out of there.
Take her the hell out.
Drum.
Now we got that break again.
Yeah, or just the drum and bass.
I'm gonna go do that this week.
We got it the way we want it now. That's basically,
Oh yeah.
because all the what ifs, like, what if I could take this piece out? This would be the perfect sample.
What if now you can?
Now you can.
I was sitting here thinking, and I wanted to ask you. I'm not sure. Be real. You produced too?
Yeah. I haven't in a long time, but there was a stretch where
What was the songs that you produced that maybe I wasn't paying attention to?
I don't know. I did more mixtape shit, but like on our album Rise Up, I did some stuff. I did for a joint for Proof on his album before he passed away. A joint with him and Method Man. Yeah, nobody really knew I was chopping beats up.
And your weapon of choice?
I was on the MPC 3000 for a lot of it, but then I went down to the
2000.
To the 2000.
would y'all believe that in 2024, I'm still banging out on that SP 1200.
Oh my God.
Legend.
Yeah.
And
That's
the Akai rack mount sampler series, the 900, the 950, 3000, still doing that. Shouts to David Rossum, one of the original owners of Emu, because that was the original
Yeah.
brand
keyboard.
for SP 1200.
Some of the best hip hop ever made was on SP 1200s.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Those drums is crispy.
Yeah, even though people don't shout me, I'll shout a lot of my favorite producers, the ones that use the SP 1200. Pete Rock,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Primo,
Yeah.
DJ Premier.
Yeah. Muggs used SP on the first 3 albums.
What did y'all use for? Oh my goodness, how I could just kill him, man.
SP12.
Get that
Yeah.
word.
Muggs just he chopped everything.
That record was so grimy, man.
Yeah.
We don't use it personally in the band itself, but our homie Crook did it on the everything that we did with him is on the SP.
Yep.
Now I'm here, and y'all supposed to be interviewing me, but
That's
it's a lot of things that I want to ask you,
could ask.
y'all
Hey.
too.
It's a free form, it's a conversation.
Number one, shouts to DJ Muggs for all of his amazing work and what he has done with Cypress and others.
Yeah.
But I wanted to speak on this. I had my little, mental checklist of things that I wanted to bring up when I was here. I noticed that in Cypress Hill's music, especially during the early period, Muggs was heavy on soul.
Yeah.
The soul sample.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved the most about Cypress.
A lot of blues too.
Yeah. Blues and soul. Yeah.
Hank.
Yeah.
And where did that go, man? The soul.
Yeah.
For real,
in
they
hip
lost
hop.
it. People lost the soul. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's veered off into hip hop has always been about all of the genres.
You want to know why I think that sort of went away is obviously because sampling sort of took the hit and went away, because a lot of them artists would sue you over those samples and try to take all your publishing for a little minuscule part, and a lot of people were like, man, I want to keep my publishing, I want to have to give it all away, so they started sampling less.
Yeah.
Or
and a lot of those great samples were soul samples.
Sampling less, or just trying to be more obscure.
That too.
And obscure comes from anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
Everywhere, so.
Whatever your vibe is. I mean, I know we pretty much got darker, with that shit in terms of Muggs's production.
Yeah.
When he realized, okay, if I'm going to use this sample, they're going to come after me for that, and I'm going to have to give X, Y, and Z. Okay, I'm going to go have someone play this and like do a variation. And, it was still dope. But like, if you could actually sample the record that gave you the idea for it, man, there's a layer to that that's unspeakable, because it's.
I'll give you a perfect example. Shouts to Chill Rob G. He's still around. I saw him at one of the Hip Hop 50 events this past summer up in the Bronx. And you take, for instance, when you talk about the samples had to be removed. Remember
Yeah.
Power.
I got the power.
Yeah.
I remember when, Stu Fine up at Wild Pitch, he gave me one of the original copies. But then I went in the store
And
to get a double, and I brought it home. And when it got to the, I got the power, it was some weak sounding chick. Like, what happened? Oh, this is the worst example. On the Biggie album, there was a couple of lawsuits. So now when you play Machine Gun Funk,
right,
there's no more, I don't care. There's only the.
They made y'all pull it. Yeah.
That was,
Yo,
was it a Funkadelic sample or?
Fred Wesley and the Horny Horn.
You know what's crazy is
Still Parliament Funkadelic, because that's the period when Fred Wesley and Maceo and them, they left James Brown and they went and joined.
They went wilding.
Hey man, that's why
George Clinton.
That's why you got to sort of give George Clinton and James Brown credit, because they let a lot of samples go through where other artists didn't. And what happened with that was that they sold a lot of back catalog, because people who were still students of the game then want to know, oh, what does the original sound like?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because we educated them by using that sample, like, because everybody knows it's a sample-driven game. Let me see what sample they used. Oh, shit, that's Parliament Funkadelic. Oh, that's James Brown. Damn.
Yeah.
And people would go buy those records in effect. And a lot of artists from that time, they didn't get that, man. And they would have sold a lot of back catalog if they had allowed us to use more samples without trying to take the whole goddamn song from us. You know what I mean? So now our song, instead of making us money, it's just a promotional piece. And hopefully it draws people to the show.
Right.
You know, if you're willing to take that gamble and say, you know what, it's a hit, I got to pay the sample, so I'm not going to have any publishing on this. But if this is what's going to drive ticket sales and merch sales and all that stuff, okay, I'll give up ass on that. But like, give it up forever.
Yeah, and that's what I was actually going to say just before you guys start talking about this, is that you could still make the music and go all out with the samples and not worrying about any of that. If you just put it out for free and you're going to go perform, you know what I mean? You could still have that whole experience. You just have to exclude the part where you make money off the track itself that you created.
Yes, that you make money from the music.
You have to make some other music that you have for sale.
You just have to be
know
creative
what I mean?
about it. But hey, let me ask you this, man. You're one of, or maybe the only that has produced Pac and Biggie. Like, how does it feel being, you know, able to have that on the resume that you had?
Well, I've been clearing that up recently. I'm not the only producer work with Big and Pac.
One of very few.
There is one more for sure that worked with both of them while they was alive. Rest in peace to Heavy D. I'm talking about
rest in peace.
DJ Eddie F.
Oh, okay.
See, around the time when Andre Harrell, remember when he got that president gig at Motown?
Motown, yeah.
He had the celebrity staff, and he was signing all these artists.
Yeah, that was
signed DJ Eddie F to a deal for his Untouchables entertainment. And Eddie F had a compilation album. And
I did a remix for that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
On that album? So on that Untouchables compilation album is a joint called Let's Get It On.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all ever heard that.
Yep.
And in this particular order is Heavy D, then Grand Poobah, then Pac, then Biggie, and that's the song. So Eddie F is like one for sure that I know that also worked with them when they were alive. I ain't talking about no posthumous remixes
or AI.
Yeah, man, what's up with that, man?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
They got Big L rhyming. They got Big L's body with rhyming Biggie's rhymes and.
Why? Well, yeah.
It's
what do we need that for?
We don't. That's for the people that aren't connected to what we came from.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
What was the other thing they had before that was similar to that? When they did the concerts,
Hologram.
Yeah. You see, that didn't last too long, right?
They're actually trying to reintroduce that
with AI.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's with AI, but I think ABBA, Bobo's favorite group, is using the new version of the hologram.
Voulez-vous? I got that record.
Yeah, apparently
I got some ABBA albums.
None of us here dislike ABBA except for Eric Bobo.
Look, man, we grew up through that, man.
ABBA got beats too.
Dancing Queen and all that. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
yeah, Bobo, you hear that? You're the only one. The onlyest
That
one.
fool's dancing to ABBA. in
Bobo
the
and Easy Mo go for ABBA.
yeah, he's dancing to ABBA in the shower right now.
But no one's home. He's pumping.
Singing it loud.
Dancing Queen.
Something I wanted to touch on before we leave that subject, though, with the sampling. See, this is how people say I have a style, but my style came about all because of this meeting at my manager's office. Back then, I was managed by Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rush Artist Management, and then they had the producer division, RPM, Rush Producers Management. So Francesca Sparrow, who Russell Simmons pointed to the head of this division, and it was one day she called me and all of the producers that was on the roster over there at that time. I remember Keith Shockley, Hank Shockley, I think Large Professor was there by that time. Daddy O,
Dope.
SID, Reynolds, Sid Reynolds, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, he was dope.
A lot of us was all in the room. And we wondering why she called this meeting. So then she hands out a memo to all of us. The paper says the same thing on all of them. So we looking at it, and it's a mad list of artists on there from Sade, Anita Baker, Steve Miller Band, blah, 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 blah. We like, okay. She said, you see all those artists? You see that list? It was like, I was like, yeah. She said, stay away from them.
For the sample.
This comes off of the heels of Biz Markie, I Need a Haircut, and just before that,
and De La Soul,
3 Feet High and Rising.
Yeah, the Turtles thing.
And it was just starting to become a problem. So she figured she would get the roster, all of the producers together. And so, long story short, my car was parked outside, right outside the office. You could literally walk out the door of the office and my car was parked right there. I left the meeting. I sat in my car and I ain't even drive off. I sat there for probably about 10 minutes. Straight up, I was depressed. Because I was at that time, that was early, right after I just got there to Rush. This is between 91, 92, somewhere around there. I was a very, quote unquote, loopy producer. Loopy is, just a lot of loops.
Yeah.
Nothing too challenging. Just
stuff they would have had to pay for, like.
And after that meeting, out in that car, and I sat there. I didn't cry, but I wanted to. When I was sitting there, I was having conversations with myself, and I was like, man, what you gonna do? And it's like two of me was talking to each other. I said, what you gonna do? And then the other me said, yo, but why you gotta always take loops? Why don't you take instruments from the loop?
Right.
And make brand new music with it. Say like take a bass, take a guitar, take a horn, take a piece of strings, one pluck of a harp or whatever, and you have like 3 or 4 of the same sample. You playing them all together in harmony, and that's how we got Flavor in Your Ear. That's how we got Everything Remains Raw. What's the other joint that was on Busta's first solo album? It's a Party.
Yeah.
By
Jeanne.
All slappers, by the way.
Man.
And what was a limitation became a style. I was forced into that area, you know what I mean? But it was for the best though, because I couldn't have remained, quote unquote, loopy.
As sad as it was for you, that was actually a blessing.
I had to evolve.
Yeah.
And it forced me into that area. So
I get into this talk, and it's just about this. Creative people, you're not going to stop creative people because being creative is a solution. You're always solving a problem. You know what I mean? Like, in order to move forward, you have to do something.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing with like creation. You're bringing something in like it's gonna fill this spot. you see the opening. You're like, whoop.
And
Like Beat Nuts, what we was doing when it came to sampling, like our rule was don't sample no famous shit. Like,
right.
Yeah.
No James Brown, none of that.
Yeah.
So we was sampling like foreign, records, and so like
Yeah, what Muggs would do, because I would be there a lot of the times, is he'd try to stay away from what everybody else had already used. It's like try to make some from obscure shit in the first place. Just because he was very much influenced by the Bomb Squad.
Okay. Yo, me too.
Yeah.
all of us.
This shit was like a collage.
Yeah,
Oh.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Now-
our first album, Street Level, was mad influenced by Bomb Squad, because if you listen to it, it was just one of those records where records just is flying back to back. Like we'll have one song and the beat might change 3 times in there.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
You know what's crazy is I think they're the ones responsible for like hip hop taking a shift in terms of how you produce a hip hop song, because they had like these crazy ass dynamic breaks and the layers of samples and all that
Oh,
stuff.
the layers.
I mean, they influenced a lot of producers.
The Ice Cube album was crazy. They did.
Yeah.
Like,
Speaking of Ice Cube, I was sitting here and I was thinking about that. Very similar to the Bomb Squad. You know who never really gets the credit for the same type of collage type production? Sir Jinx
Sir Jinx, yeah.
Hell
he's
yeah.
Definitely.
and DJ Pooh.
Yeah.
oh hell yeah.
Yeah, they definitely don't get enough flowers for that because they definitely are dynamic in that aspect of putting all them layers together and making it make sense.
Yep.
When you listen to the albums that they produced, the way it was arranged and put together, it's almost like a story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, and there's so much going on.
Yeah.
You know, you won't catch it the first time. You have to sit later and pick it all out. Like, oh shit, that. But Sir Jinx and DJ Pooh, salute, because I feel like, do you agree? Maybe they were a little influenced by like the Bomb Squad stuff.
I think a lot of producers
Okay,
were.
yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I mean,
I don't want to assume and say the wrong thing, but well, Bomb Squad did come a little bit before them, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to confirm that.
No, I
while
believe
we're
so,
here.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Right?
and
Yeah.
then when Cube came over to New York and got Bomb Squad to do that,
Yeah, that was key.
what?
That was key,
Yeah.
man. He
Dude.
sounded so good over that shit, boy. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they were my favorite production team.
Yeah.
Like
Shout
what they did with Public Enemy was groundbreaking, and it still stands up. You listen to any one of those albums they produced, it's like,
I don't remember the exact anniversary, but the other day was the birthday of Yo Bum Rush the Show,
yeah,
Yep.
Public Enemy. One of my favorite albums.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one more thing on this sampling.
all right,
So after I had that meeting, right, and I got this depressed and forced into a brand new style, and it was working out for me and everything. During the making of Ready to Die, Puffy had walked up to me and he told me, he said, yo, it was towards the end of the album. Yo, I want you to loop up that Juicy joint for me. I said, Juicy? I was talking about M2Me? Like, yeah. I want you to loop that joint up for me. I said, you want me to dress it up? Decorate it? He's like, nah, just loop that joint up for me. Now, just coming off of all of that,
yeah,
I was like, you want me to do what? So, long story short, I took too long to do that. So he ended up getting, I think, his track masters to do that. So, and
you were trying to wrap your head around it after you've been given some other
right.
direction.
Yeah. Plus, back then, as a producer in hip hop, you was trying to get your respect.
Yeah.
You was trying to get your respect. You want to be, known for all of the hardest shit,
Yeah,
all of the most rugged production. So That was another part of it. I was trying to stay away from that.
It was kind of smooth. But in the movie, it seemed that Big didn't want to do that joint, right? Like they represented it like, you know, it was a Puffy call or a Diddy call, whatever.
Yeah, I heard that he actually didn't want to do it. He was coaxed into doing it. And then after that came Big Papa. I like what they did to Big Papa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The drums
Yep.
added to it. It wasn't just straight looping, but I don't know. I just didn't want to be known for that. And people ask me and say, yo, are you sorry you did the record today? Yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Because it's one of the biggest records.
Yeah.
But I mean,
back then I couldn't see it.
at that point you had a style, you know, and you were like sticking to your guns at that point after you developed it, man. You know, like it's a hard ask, right, to say, hey, you're gonna have to change up the direction of your shit, and then you change it up and you got a formula that works, and they're like, hey, I'm gonna need you to go back and do what you did before after like you've developed something that you're like, you know, you got some cohesion and you got some momentum with. You don't want to change that up.
Yeah, like Syke said, you know, we always tried to stay away from, you know, those well-known songs. Whoa, that was a big one.
He probably asked for permission before it even got sampled. That's probably what, like, it had to be like a strategic move of
Probably
some
on
sort.
the same label, like the same.
Because, I mean, he killed that sample. I mean, like, you know, Big murdered that song.
Yeah.
As much as he might not have wanted to do it, like.
And I get it. You know, like, I know what Puff was trying to do with that. Look, 4th of July, Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, when families get together, in the summertime, the picnics, the barbecues, what do they play? The classic.
Right.
So he knew what he was doing. It's just that I didn't want to be a part of that. When you have the barbecues and the, you know what I mean, the 4th of July and everybody
That shit
out
pops
there.
off. It's cracking. Yeah.
Those are the records.
That's, you know, we got to give it to him. He called that.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, you know, we're too, like, I think our generation, and he was in this too, but he saw some different things than a lot of us did. A lot of us were on that grimy shit. And if it wasn't grimy, we weren't having it. So to have to like spit over some shit that was kind of polished or relaxed when we're used to like going at that dirty shit, it's, you know, you have to sort of get out of your comfort zone.
And I remember at the time, Puffy had always said that he wanted to make you dance. You know what I mean? He was making music for the clubs.
That's what I was about to say. Like, that was the beginning of the shiny suit era. Like, getting fresh,
flossy,
flossy, and the music was like fun, like danceable. You know.
But do y'all feel like that changed hip hop?
It was a part of the changing.
I
of
think
hip-hop.
so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big time.
People wanted to, you know, like, people want to emulate the people they look up to. So, like, if Big is doing this or Pac's doing that or Bone Thugs is doing this, DMX is, you know, I'm saying as it evolves and DMX is doing that, you know, the fans that follow them, they want to do the same shit if they can.
Yeah.
Live the same dream, but their version of it.
Oh, yeah.
Or, you know, some kind of part of it, man, you know, and as one inspires the other, that's the way the music goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, when we talk about this a lot over here, but the way that radio shifted what they played, they used to have a good combination of playing some positive music and some negative music, right? Now that doesn't exist. Well, you know, it does, but you hear more negative shit than you do positive. You know what I mean? And that sort of changed the dynamic when radio flipped and stopped playing more thought-provoking, positive music and just started going for that mindless shit.
Yeah, you ain't gonna hear no Talib Kweli right now.
Nah, unless he got a pop hit.
Yeah.
Does that fall more in line with the theory of the lifestyle driving people towards the private prisons like we were talking about?
Absolutely. You know, you got an industry, most of it invested in the private prisons. They're going to change music to, like, you know, reach the full potential on their investment. And the one way you can do that is through the media platforms.
Yeah.
Not social media. I'm talking about like entertainment, whether it's TV, movies, but most importantly, music, because more kids and kids without guidance are listening to music more than they're watching TV.
Do you think it spans across all the genres?
Yes.
Of music?
But mostly hip hop.
Mostly hip hop.
Yes. I would say primarily hip hop. Maybe there's a little bit of punk and metal, but not necessarily. I think it's driven towards hip hop music because there's something about the platform that it like reaches the targeted demographic, which is kids in, you know, ghettos without fathers or guidance at all.
Yeah.
That they would listen to this rapper right here talk about the life he's living that he most likely don't even fucking live. You know what I mean? But he's portraying this, and, you know, this young mind, as you know, can be molded by such a figure.
Yeah.
You know, and they know the power of that. So why put positive music that's going to enlighten you and, you know, sort of educate you and make you want to be a better person than to like put on some mindless shit to make you celebrate nothing, glorify, you know, all the materialism and glorify like, you know, all the shit that you see, like, oh yeah, I'm popping these pills, I'm flipping these bricks, all the drill shit that you hear today. You know what I'm saying? That's geared towards like these young minds that got no guidance. Let me guide you right into the penitentiary so I could cash in.
You know what's so amazing about all that is the depth at which it exists at. You know what I mean? Like how all encompassing it is.
I mean, think about it. Think about
like
it.
There's no level of our existence where that isn't a fact.
Check this. How many rappers, you know, died in the 90s because they were caught up in some shit? There's a few, but not many, right?
Not to the level of
not to the level what you see today.
In the last 15 years or
whatever.
Yeah, not on the same level.
And that's driven towards the way the music is being made right now and being put out there. It's the frequency, yes.
Yep.
And that's the change, man. I think it started happening in like 96, 97.
So let me ask you this, B. As an artist, is there a responsibility to be aware of what you're communicating? And then I'm going to play the devil's advocate on it. Like you guys with Cypress in the early 90s with the marijuana thing. Is it kind of just like history repeating itself, but to a different level?
No. I'll do the first take on that.
All right.
You know the power that I realized that we have in hip hop and being involved with it? That whole Big and Pac East-West thing.
Yeah.
That's what made me really, really stand back and take a good look at what I was doing. Like, not like I was a part of it or influencing it, but I was the soundtrack behind it. And that right there is what made me think, and in the future, learn how to be selective in, you know, what I'm producing.
Yeah.
And who I'm producing.
Yeah, you know, like I think when you're a young artist, you're in your early 20s,
you just want to get money.
You're just getting money and you're trying to like make your way, and you're like, if they ask you that question, hey, do you got a responsibility or do your fans, are you a role model? We're going to tell you no, because realistically we ain't thinking about that. But as we get older and we start owning up to some of the stuff, yeah, we realize, yeah, fuck, we are role models and we are accountable in what we say and the things we do, because we do have influence over people that get down with what we do.
Yeah.
And you have to embrace that because it is the truth. If you're out there putting mindless shit out there and your fans are, reacted to that in the negative, right? And they're trying to live that. I mean,
the only ones to me that understand that are people like me, or maybe you, or maybe the rest of anybody else here. You gotta have kids.
That too.
Oh yeah.
To understand, like, wait a minute, whoa, yo, I'm still talking about, you know, my Glock. Now I got my 6-year-old son watching me. I don't feel as comfortable doing this like I did 23 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that'll make you think twice.
Yeah, for sure. Like when you didn't have kids, you're a cowboy, man.
And since the beginning of time, the parents with the kids. I mean, since the 50s with Elvis, the 60s with the Stones, you know, it's always been that rebellious thing where the parents versus the kids with the music.
I heard that, you know, Betty Wright.
Yeah.
Made, rest in peace, Betty Wright.
Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
Legendary.
OG.
That made Clean Up Woman. I heard that back in the day, they had to film her from like the waist up and not below because she was so used to be gyrating and
Right.
Imagine compared to now.
Right?
Oh yeah,
What
no.
are we seeing?
No one, no one would be doing the show if it was the same rules these days.
Don't show her ass.
Can't do it. I mean, they still do that in like places like, you know, Dubai, right? You go do a show up there. Let's say you have dancers and they're females. They cannot look the same way as they look down here, like showing a whole bunch of skin and cleavage and all that shit. They got to cover that up down there.
I forget what female artist was a couple of weeks ago. She was in Dubai performing, and she had a mishap with her outfit.
Titty popped out. Woo!
Yeah, a little booby slip, and she actually knew and was smart enough to, like, she called the performance and that type of thing because she didn't want to disrespect the culture. And so, yeah, no, they take that very
She don't want
serious.
to get taken to jail neither.
Right. Now, good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Dubai, as long as their face is covered, they're good. The boobs is all good.
They give you a list.
You got real problems in this life when you're offended about seeing some titties.
Yeah.
True.
I'm sorry, you got problems.
Yeah, especially if they're, you know, it's a grown-up show.
I will,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that, Steph.
I can
Absolutely.
I will exclude my own personal love for them to say, what is the deal?
Yeah, no.
None. There is none. It's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
You crazy.
I mean,
Bro.
out there, I mean, okay, so here in Europe, you do a festival, and depending on the group and the situation, you might see some titties pop out of shirts. Like, hey,
Hello.
hello on the stage. That ain't happening in places
that.
like Dubai. So, 'cause they're going to jail off top.
Oh man.
10
And
years.
you can't smoke weed over.
And you can't.
Boo boo. That's boo boo.
Double boo.
Yeah, that's more boo boo.
Triple boo.
Y'all have fun out there if you
You could
can.
get drunk though.
Boo.
That's good for you.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, beat the beer.
That means I'm gonna have a good time.
Oh, you gonna have a great time.
You gotta make the best.
Man, but then you might get caught slipping with one of your wrinkled up joints in your pocket though.
Oh yeah, you don't want to get caught up like that. That is the way that.
No.
You didn't even know it was there. It was all crumbled up in the
That's
corner.
happened to me a lot. Like I remember one time going to Japan back in the days where you couldn't even talk about weed. If you even said the name weed, they're like shh, shh, shh. Like in the streets. Like so yeah, I had a dub sack in my jeans and my pants rolled up, and that shit went through. And left.
And you forgot about it? Is it one you forgot about or one you intentionally placed?
I didn't even know it was there. Like I just threw my pants in there. Not reading.
See, that's what happens to Bobo, but he's not slick. Like you got lucky. He don't got that luck. Bobo's the type, you know, they'll pull his shit. Hey, what is this?
Yo, it's like that definitely had to be pre 9/11.
Slab of hash port in the passport. That's a slab of hash in the passport.
Oh no. Not only a slab of hash in the passport, it's on his face.
Oh,
the picture, you know what I mean?
I had to peel it off to see who it was.
So B, this is what happened, right? We're like doing a tour in Europe and we're about to go through France into England or something like that. From where is that port? Cliffs of Dover or something like that?
Yeah. Dover.
Yeah, Dover. And so they yank our bus and they decide to, like, you know, pull us all out would see your passports, and they pulled the bags out. And they weren't really going to search the bags like that, but they had us pull them out just in case. And, you know, they were going through our passports, and Bobo pulls out his passport, and the guy opens it up, and there's a chunk of hash stuck to the face picture on his passport. He peels it off. What is this? And then they searched all our bags and found everything. It was quite enlightening. Fun times.
What a day. What
All
a day.
bubbles full.
Yeah, we lost all the paraphernalia, and, you know, they fined us about, I guess it was 300, 400 francs or something like this. I can't remember.
It's cheap. You got off.
Yeah, we got off. But, you know, the inconvenience was that we're gaffled out there for about an hour and a half.
The real inconvenience is knowing that those people are the ones that were enjoying your stuff later.
Yeah.
Because you know they didn't throw it out.
Hell no.
Yeah, no, they kept that.
Yeah,
It was all great quality, as you know, we tend to have.
I
You know,
don't think everyone there was partaking, but definitely some people are like, this is coming home. Yeah. We don't get this often.
Yo, Mo, let me ask you something. What was your first record you ever produced?
My very first, it was for my group, Rapping is Fundamental.
That was your group. That was my second question, if you was ever a part of a group.
Yeah, that was it was a single on an independent label, Ahafra Records.
I remember that record.
You had Ain't No Smoke Without Fire, and on the B-side was You Wanna Trip. And the concept of what we always did was doo-wop hip-hop. So we was singing and rapping to the beats. It was kind of like one of the most different things at that time. But we were revolutionary and really, really trying our hand at that time because, you know, anybody that was doing any singing, stuff like that, it was like, yo, get that booty out of here. All that. And just a couple of years later is when the singing hooks thing ended up on Hip Hop Records.
You were ahead of the game.
And like what we were doing, we would take a famous line from a record and change the words to it. And then a couple of years later, that's when we started seeing that it permeated. It started working.
Yeah.
It started sinking in. Because you had the records, what was that? Easy. I'd rather fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, I'd rather fuck with you. We looked at each other like, yo, it's working. They starting to do it. But by then it was,
Yeah.
you know,
By then you were producing.
exactly.
What was the first record you ever sampled?
Oh, man. Would you say on for a record, or would
Just
you
like
say
when you got started on the shit.
because there's pause tapes too now?
Right.
Remember the pause tapes?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
When you take the tape deck and the pause button,
Yeah.
the pause feature,
Stop it on the one.
you stop it, bring the record back when it gets to that part, unpause, then pause. Really, all that was tape edits
Yeah.
back then. Remember the engineers? I know you've seen.
Yeah, they used to cut tape and all that shit.
They laid a tape on the splicing block and they got the razor blade.
Radio guys did that.
Yeah.
Left and right.
That's an art in itself.
It is.
Yeah, you don't see that. no
That's
more.
next level to me. I still don't even understand how that works. Like, how could you cut it and it's still
People
like,
got
on
paid a
beat?
lot of money to be able to do that.
Yo,
boy.
You gotta be nice.
That was an art. Yeah.
Like, you know how long it took? I never threw out any of my tapes. I still got all my stuff. I used to do like 120. Remember the 120-minute tapes?
Yeah.
My favorite.
1 inch, right?
An hour on each side.
Hell yeah.
I used to do like 120-minute pause tape.
What?
You know how long that would take? You know what I mean?
Dude.
That's a lot. That's some time.
But then when you finish it and you bring it outside on the block, you're the king because everybody crowding around. Got the whole block dancing, freestyling, rapping, whatever. But pause tapes don't count. My first actual production was that Rapping is Fundamental record. And you said the sample.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin's.
Hmm.
Irma Franklin.
How about you, Les?
But
Do you remember the first song you ever sampled?
oh man, it was like some Chuck Jackson or something.
That's crazy that you guys could remember that, because I know it was so long ago, boy.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, because I mean, you know, some of the songs that you might have sampled in the beginning didn't make an album, or didn't make, you know, a single, because some producers, you know, made a bunch of beats they had to sit on, and then maybe one of them went.
Like I got ODB joint. Never seen the light of day, but they're like on the level of like house demos.
Right, starter track.
He would come over to the crib, and you know, I got the 1200 going into the back of the mixer. He grabbed the mic, and matter of fact, the original Shimmy Shimmy Ya was redone from the demo that we did. We did that earlier, first with me, and Genius when he was on Cold Chillin', and before the Jizzer, he the Genius.
Yeah, the Genius. Yeah.
Words from the Genius. Yeah. A lot of unreleased things in the bag.
How many songs you would you say you got in the vault
for ODB?
For just period?
Man, it's a lot.
Some Biggie shit.
It's a lot. Between original songs and remixes, I can't count. A lot of that stuff, I don't even have it on DAT. Some of it might have left the studio with a cassette.
Yeah.
Some of it I don't have a copy of. Some I got on. Remember DATs?
Yeah, the little
digital audio tapes.
That was everything.
Hell yeah.
People ran shows off of those, man.
Some of it did like ours did, like our reels were just there and then they just went somewhere.
Yeah, they just went somewhere.
Where'd they go?
Into the void. They went into the.
You don't know.
Somebody's closet.
They went into the void.
Yeah, they're out there somewhere. Don't worry. Okay.
Yeah. I was with you talk about unreleased stuff. I just thought about that. I was at Dilla Day event the other night.
Word.
Chilling with Ma Dukes and everything. R.I.P. J Dilla.
Yeah.
One of the illest producers of all time. But Battle Cat is there. And we chilling, we standing up, we talking, and we was talking to Funk, Parliament and everything. So I figured I would tell him because it reminded me. Speaking of unreleased stuff in the bag, I got 2 joints I did with Bernie Worrell.
No way.
Before he passed away. It was like
Rest
probably
in
about
peace.
5 years before he actually passed away. We did it at a studio in Jersey at one of my brothers.
How was that like rocking with Bernie Worrell, man?
Yo, Bernie was in the studio smoking the joint and everything. You know, he still was a funkster.
He was still him.
He was still a funkster.
That's dope. You got to like, you know, do some shit with him before he passed.
He brought his Moog in. I made a beat. He jammed along with it. That was the idea. Put us 2 together and just see like what we could come up with. But yeah, Bernie Worrell from Parliament Funkadelic. Never released before Easy Mode. That would be dope to hear that.
So you still got hell yeah, it would be dope to hear that.
You could still release them.
You could still release those.
Compilation.
Did anybody ever like put verses on them?
Nah, totally instrumental.
Oh shit.
That's dope.
Oh yeah. You could release them either way.
Hell yeah.
The sound is closer to G-Funk. He made it G-Funk. And he came in.
Well, you know,
the
G-Funk is basically, you know, based off of some of them licks he was playing.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is there any unreleased from your sessions with Miles Davis?
No. And I'll tell you why, because we actually recorded 6 songs, and then his manager, I remember he came to me, he stepped to me in the studio. He said, look, you know, Miles has got to travel. We got to go do some shows, so he'll pick up with you when we get back. Then he called me while Miles was on the road, and he said, look, Miles is in the hospital and he's fell sick. So we got the 6 songs. So in order to complete an album, typically an album is, well, it used to be, if you look on the records back in the day, typically an album is actually 8 to 10 songs.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 10 at the most.
10.
Right.
Yeah. Where did hip hop get off like saying, you know what, I'm going to double that. I'm doing 16, 19 songs.
You want to know why? Because the labels didn't care about educating us about how much we were giving up on our publishing. They're like, let them. This is better for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So instead of telling us, hey, just make 10 songs, all we need is 10, 12 if you're feeling really crazy. They didn't care.
We could go down many a dark path to explain that one.
Yeah. But yeah, we used to like. I mean, Cypress Hill. There was one album we had 17 songs. I mean, we did a double album essentially on a couple of them, and realistically, we could have saved those joints, put them out later instead of gassing them all up. But you know, in hip hop, we got a lot to say, and we love our shit, and we hate to part with it.
We was hungry. We was banging those songs out too. So
Yeah, we don't want to put these songs away. People got to hear them. Yeah. more. But realistically, always the thought process in the recording industry is less is more. That's why songs are short. They'd rather, like, because it's easier to sell a shorter song than a longer song. There's some long form songs that go, but on the traditional end, it's shorter songs because the attention span of some. You know what I mean? And we just broke the rules, and they let us break the rules, and they didn't care because, what's it to them? They're going to get more out of it than we do. Yeah. They could have just told us to stop and be like, hey, retain your publishing, but it's like, nah, let them do it. There was some hip hop albums with 23 songs on them.
Man.
Like,
double albums.
Yeah, double albums, but they're a single album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And none of them artists knew they were giving up ass on publishing right then and there. And if they had samples, even worse. You weren't owning like your own album, pretty much.
Is there anybody, I don't know, y'all let me know. Is there anybody that ever did a triple album?
I'm sure.
I'm sure there was
There is.
somebody out there that tried that, but like, who wants to listen to a triple album?
I love it. It's B.O.B. Elements.
Oh, no, I can't. That's too much.
That's why I haven't
one of my favorites right there.
I mean, that has to be very special.
It is.
For a triple album?
No, yeah, even for a double album. That's a hard sell. That's a lot of music that you're hoping that people connect to.
And it costs more.
And it costs more. Hell yeah.
Yeah. What was Pac's? I think All Eyes on Me was like 140 minutes. It was like 70 minutes.
That's long. And that probably, there was probably the element of intros and outros too that added to the minutes and the running minutes and interludes and things like that. Because that's the other thing that's deceiving. Like, because there was one album we had 17 listed songs, but it really wasn't 17 because 3 or 4 of those songs were actually interlude and not songs, but they found a way to count them.
Wow.
They could have just been attached to the song and not counted as a song, but due to technicality and that, they had to be separate.
It's because they were now this was during the creation of CDs where everything was track listings, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like track,
so that way you could skip through that stuff.
Yeah, but what's crazy is you would, name your instrumental as if it was a song, and then it would be like one of the pause points, like when you go, that's like song 16, that's like song 12, this is, and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they shouldn't have been counted as songs.
Yeah.
They were meant to be intros, not named. They were supposed to, either take you into a song or take you out of a song.
I mean, what I do now is I attach the interlude to the song.
Yeah.
So it'll be
the best way to do it.
Or when the song ends, it'll go into an interlude, but that's all a part of the same song.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best way to do it, but a lot of us back then didn't know that.
Yeah.
And they just ran that game on us, and we got less publishing over it.
Yeah.
And that's the part of the education that an artist in hip hop didn't really have back then. These days you have it. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to educate yourself now on what the game is through, obviously the internet. You could right here on YouTube, you could take a course on how this shit's supposed to work.
Yeah.
How, you know what I mean? Back then there was none of that. And there was no guidance. They just wanted to make the music and go out there and make us money. And if you want to give us more of your publishing by doing more songs, that's
Fine.
okay
Cool.
too.
That's cool.
So
Now run along, young man.
That's horrible.
So, when Miles' manager had called and said that Miles was sick, and trying to explain to me how we're gonna finish this album, he said, "I have an idea." He said, "You have the 6 songs that you recorded with Miles." He said, "And I want to dig into the Warner Brothers vaults, and I want to take 2 songs and have you remix them."
Oh.
And then he said, Mystery, the song that you did, I remembered the song that he was talking about. He said, yeah, and then we'll add, that can make 9. He said, we'll do a reprise of that. So actually on the Doo-Bop album, there's 6 albums that we actually recorded together, and 2 of them were remixed from the vault. This is to make a complete full album. I was glad that, I did get like 6 in with them.
That's dope.
That's cool.
That's good.
That's dope.
Yeah, that record's one of my favorites.
People wonder and they ask, yo, did you really do that together with them? Yeah, for the 6 songs that lasted.
And that's a straight instrumental.
Was he smoking weed?
Nah, he wasn't smoking weed. He was like a choir boy and come in, play his horn and everything. He was older, so he would get tired quick.
It's the old Miles Davis. Yeah.
But he was almost kind of like Tupac though, willing to bang out a song or two. He not like on a Tupac level, but there was something else next that we had to do. Another song.
He'd be ready to knock it down.
Yeah.
That's that pro shit.
Yeah.
When you've been doing it so long and you got the chops.
Oh yeah.
And you got the first one locked and it didn't take that much. Okay, move on. What else you got?
So I mentioned Pac, right? And we talking about Miles. So I'm gonna talk about the similarities between them. Work with Miles first, right? So my engineer's recording him. You know how it is, Psych.
Mm-hmm.
We all been artists in the booth. After you do the verse, what the engineer do? Stop the tape, right?
Yeah.
Either you say bring me back or automatically the engineer stop the
Yeah.
tape. So my engineer at the end of what you would call his first verse that Miles played, the engineer stopped the tape. It's like, you want to hear that back? He told him, he said, leave my shit on, leave it on, let it roll, let it play. He said, Moby, don't tell him, don't cut my tape off. Right? Okay. A couple of years later, I work with Pac in the studio. Same engineer. Pac does his first verse. What do you think my engineer did? Stop the tape. You want to hear that back? Yo, Moby, what's wrong with this motherfucker? Yo, let it roll. Don't stop my tape. I said, yo, they both.
What are the odds of that shit?
Right?
That's
so
crazy.
Miles and Pac did not like you to stop the tape. Once it starts recording, let it play all the way to the end.
You never know what you're gonna get with them, and that's the beauty of it.
The way Pac recorded vocals brings more meaning to. I used to didn't understand what they meant by comp.
Right.
Comp meaning, just say you got 3 or 4 all throughout, right? And if you get to a point where you feel like one got a mistake, it just switch
right
to the other one and fill in
whatever sounds better.
Yeah.
Or fill in the piece that's maybe not right.
Yeah. Then he got like at least 2 different ad-lib tracks. He had a whole process to the way he recorded, man. It was real intricate. Like
He did in layers, right?
I never recorded with anybody that laid vocals, that layered them. Who rhymes? Who does two of the lead vocal on top of each other, riding each other like two?
Yeah.
They say one vocal and then come say the same lead on top.
You got to be pretty sharp at that.
Yeah.
You know who I worked with that works like that? Too Short. He spit that verse like 5-6 times, and we picked one of it. It wasn't the first one. It wasn't the second one. It was like the third or fourth one that he was like, "That's the one."
But I'm saying Pac would use
doubles,
of them doubles on the lead vocal,
so
both playing together.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's weird.
We on Temples of Boom, Muggs would have me do 6 layers of vocals, and sometimes running through the whole thing, and then like the other ones outside of it. So it was like a complex layer of that shit.
Plus ad libs, right?
Plus ad libs, and then plus Sendog's ad libs.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool technique, man, because it adds a whole lot of depth in the vocals. I remember Eminem did a version of it where he layered the shit out of one of his verses, where you could hear like 5-6 layers of vocals running through it, and it adds something different to the get down. But Pac's voice, like, he had a high end, like when he was being aggressive in comparison to the lower tracks that just cut through different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you gotta have an engineer that knows how to mix that.
True that.
Too.
True that. He's got to have that ear, and
yeah.
And actually, the producer has to have like the sound in his head too. You know, like what he hears out of that. Because I know Muggs had a like, he would fuck with the different layers and stuff, but he knew what he heard in his head, and he was constantly just trying to dial that in. However I sounded to him within those layers, I might have put 2 high ones, like with my voice cranked up, like, you know, pitched.
Oh, you mean different octaves?
Octaves, yeah.
Yeah.
And that may be the lead, or he might.
Yeah, I know how to level them.
He might flip it and put the mid octave to the lead or the lowest octave to the lead, and just flip it around until he finds whatever it is. But, you know, we were always recording that many, so we had options. And then sometimes he just let them all run through.
The record we did, like a lot of your hooks was like a bunch of layers and all different tones. So
yeah,
like me and the engineer, we had to sit there and make sure which is going to be the louder one,
right,
or the middle one, and
the leading.
Yeah,
it's how the producer hears it in the end. You know what I mean? Like, we could lay it the way we lay it. Like, for Reefer Man, right, on Elephants on Acid, I did exactly that. I layered the song with about 6 different tones, all the way through. No ad libs or anything like that. And I thought he would use the high ones. He used the lowest ones.
Yeah, sometimes the low ones.
And so he didn't even use the layer of it. You know what I mean? He stripped the whole layer down and just used one of the low tones.
Dope song.
Like, man, this was a lot of work to get that. I would have just did the low tones in the first place, Mike.
So speaking of engineers, throughout your career and for the length of all of the stuff that y'all done, because I know I was like that. I had my one guy that I always stayed with.
At first, it was a guy named Jason Roberts. And then it was our boy Troy Stanton. He's a legendary dude out here in terms of engineering records, and even on some production shit, he's touched a lot. And our bro Seagal, those were like the two guys we used a lot, was Seagal and Troy Stanton.
We recently Razkaz recommended Seagal to me.
It's a bad motherfucker, man.
One of the
One of the best. Like, I used him a lot on my solo stuff and other projects, and some Cypress stuff, definitely. And with Troy Stanton, we did a lot of the I think we did this from Black Sunday to Skull and Bones, maybe, or Till Death Do Us Part with Troy, or it was Skull and Bones, something like that. He did most of the albums with Muggs.
I was gonna say, like, us coming from the East Coast, we probably worked with a lot of the same engineers too.
The Anthony Johnson.
not him, but like Rich Keller, Troy Hightower.
Troy Hightower.
Yeah.
What's his name? Dave Kennedy.
Yeah.
Eric Lynch.
A few out there. Chris Conway.
You said Troy Hightower?
Yeah.
Yeah, I work with him.
Hey, those guys are essential, man.
Steve Ett. What's the little Asian guy that mixed the Run DMC and the early Def Jam stuff? Heck, I forgot. I remember working with him in Green Street Studio, and we was mixing down the Genius album. And you know, as a producer, you want to get involved and get on the board too. You want to add some mids to stuff, take some bass out, pull the levels down, arrange, you know, volumes. And I just remember him. He didn't even look at me. I came and sat in the seat next to him. As soon as my hand looked at him, he said, "Don't touch the board." Don't touch the board.
Don't you dare.
And he wasn't even looking at me. He said, "Don't touch the board." And I was like,
yeah.
Damn.
Because if you
I
learn
had to get involved in the mix.
if you learn their process, you don't need them. That's their mentality. I can't teach him. I can't teach this guy these tricks because then he ain't gonna need me. He'll just come do his own shit, which is what's happening these days.
with home studios.
With home studios, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of records don't sound so pro like they used to. Because they don't use the pros to finish it up.
Yeah.
You know what? Like no matter how nice the engineer is, like he'll never know how the producer wants it to sound.
That's right.
You understand? So you might have wanted this to be like this and like that because you made the beat. They don't know this. They just doing their skills, you know?
Then again, there are some producers that have an engineer. They got a relationship. They got an understanding. Like me and Eric Lynch, the guy that I work with, we would track the song, and then he gets to mixing and everything, and then I would go. He says, "I know.
I got you."
You get to know each other.
Yeah, hey man, you know, there's some really dope engineers out there, and they touched a lot of classic music and shit like that. You really don't pull it off without guys like that. Unless you're like a DJ Quick who educates yourself on how you work all this equipment, and you know, he's actually engineered and mixed
and
produced.
produced,
you know, so he does it all, but that's a rarity. You know,
and in the era of the 90s, not in this digital era now.
No, the 90s. Like he educates himself on the equipment and like, you know, teaches himself how to use it. And a lot of times all he needs is an assistant, like to go run and do this, that here, plug that shit into this over here, blah, 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 because he could run the whole damn thing himself. I mean, I don't think he wants all that responsibility because it gives him less freedom to produce and create the ideas when you're worrying about all the other technical shit at the end.
There are benefits to being an engineer. There are benefits to being a producer. They both make great teams. Sometimes certain people can be both. But if there is a hierarchy in the equation, the producer is the one in charge of the production. Yeah. Therefore, the engineer may have that same, you know, abilities or whatever, but they're not the producer for that session.
True that.
You know what I mean? Like if you're a team and you're going into every session, you know what I mean? Then there's that relationship. But if you're an engineer being hired on by the producer, you're simply there to get what the producer wants.
That's right.
I'll tell you one thing that I don't like is when people run ahead and mix a record without having me there.
Yeah, no.
I'll tell you to
gotta have the producer there.
You had some. I'll let you go ahead. You had some.
No.
I got done to you.
Hell no.
That's happened to me.
Because I, you know, I try to get there early, so none of that happens. So that I'm aware.
I mean, not even getting the call.
No.
Just taking it and running with it, and not even making you aware that there was a mixing session.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
You
want to know the two songs
that's ice cold
that happened to with me?
What's that?
On Biggie's second album, the Life After Death album. going back to Cali, and what was the I Love the Dough.
I love the dope.
The joint with Angela Winbush and Jay-Z.
I love the dough.
So when Angela Winbush came in to sing the vocal,
Yep.
the actual lady to sing it,
Yep.
and Jay-Z going back and forth with Biggie, I didn't get to experience that.
What?
That's pretty stank.
But
man.
they had
Going
your
back
tracks
to-
though, right? They
Yeah,
had the
going back to
tracks.
Cali with whoever that was doing the vocoder on top of. I didn't win.
But that's not as bad as me. Like, at least they had your tracks. I remember sending people a CD, and they would run with that CD, and that's what they'll record. And I'll be
They're not
mad,
even
like,
call you.
You didn't even call me. Like, I had the track. Like, we could have made shit levels better and everything. Like,
It's mono, 2-track.
yep, two
You know,
tracks
they didn't even let
straight
me
off the CD. Like,
You didn't even let me spread the tracks out and mix it. And yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. There's that part of the game. It's ugly.
That's
man.
disrespectful
It is.
for a producer not to be present at, maybe not so much as mastering, but the mixing.
But the mixing, yeah.
Makes
You
sense.
got to be the one arranging it. I mean, you put the beat together. That's how it goes.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Again, like I say, you know, when you're hired as the producer, you should be there to oversee the entire process. You know what I mean?
mastering too, man.
Yeah, all of it.
All of
the
it.
whole
All of it.
process.
Unless you are cool with your engineer that you trust the moves that they might make, that you're willing to hear it after. I mean, there's guys that do that too. But a lot of producers are more hands-on. They want to be there at every part of the process.
I don't want to try to tell someone how to do what they're doing. I just want to be able to make a suggestion, and if that suggestion is good, if it works out, and we all agree, then you know at least someone got to say something. You know.
Cheers to that. All right, before we get into this next bit, check this out. Oh, baby.
Hey guys, this is Ariana from Dr. Greenthumb's LEX. We're located at 5494 West Centinela Avenue. That's just 10 minutes away from the airport. We're going to be here every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., so come check us out. Just so you know, for first-time patients, we do 30% off, but we also have daily deals as well as rewards. So you guys be sure to come check us out. Hope to see you guys soon, and back to you guys at the studio.
Word up. Check out our Dr. Greenthumb's locations in California. And while we're doing that, Motalada is Blaze Mota's ready-to-drink cannabis-infused michelada made with non-alcoholic Mexican lager, tomato, lime, and spices. No mix needed. 20 milligrams of THC per 16-ounce can and 50 milligrams of THC in the new Chichelada. What's up, Cheech?
Oh yeah.
Word, Cheech and Chong.
That's right. It's Michi time. Blaze Mota has a line of cannabis products celebrating the proud traditions of the Chicano culture that have shaped our great city of Los Angeles. Blaze Mota es hecho en Los Angeles for the world to enjoy. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm saying, hey, look, and we're also, I think we're giving away tickets to Cali Blaze today, right, Dom?
Cali vibes.
Cali Vibe, sorry. Cali Blaze. He got
Cali
tickets to
Blaze.
his
You're giving him
to the
away.
Cali Blaze show, yeah.
He's screaming right now.
Cali Vibes, yes. We got some 3-day passes to give away. Hashtag BeRealTV to be entered in the contest to try and win these bitches right here. Awesome. All right, Cali Vibes Fest. And just there's some big names on this venue, you know what I'm saying? On this bill. Gwen Stefani, Ice Cube, The Roots, Wiz Khalifa, Sean Paul, Slightly Stupid, who was here yesterday. Salute to my boys. Came through Stick Figure Revolution, Damian and Stephen Marley, and Sublime with Rome. And this is one of their last tours they're going to be popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As Sublime with Rome. So come check it out this
Aren't
weekend.
you out there too, B?
I'm hosting, son.
You're hosting. The host with the most?
I'm hosted some of it, yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. And with that, if you haven't smashed that like yet, go ahead and smash it. Don't be stingy with the love, and subscribe and crack the all notification bell and get down with the content we be dropping Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the start. Dr. Greenthumb Show. And remember, we got a mix after this. It's Real Psycho on Be Real TV 2, our other channel specifically for the mix, and Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, stay locked in, and we're going to pop it off for you, all right? Stay tuned for that. And now let's open up the doors to the Insane Asylum. That means y'all got a comment, question, shout out, suggestion. Let's do it.
Welcome to the insane asylum.
All right, let's do this. We got Dexter up in here. He's asking, yo, Mo B, can you tell us a little more Tupac stories, please?
Well, let's talk about the last time I saw him. I was out here with my group and some party that was on Rodeo Drive. And I remember that Dr. Dre was making an appearance and Yo-Yo was there. And the manager that we was with, he invited us. He told us that he had some people that invited us to come through. So the closer that we got to the club on Rodeo, pulled up to the light, and we sitting there. My manager, he had a Jeep Cherokee. So then it was either a BM or a Benz drop top was down, pulled up to the light next to us. I looked down, and it was Pac. This is after all of the stuff in New York happened, Quad Studio, all of that. And after I had did the songs with him and everything. So I looked out the window. I was sitting in the back. I rolled the window down. I was like, yo, Pac, what up? Yo, it's Mo B. He was at the light with his hand on the steering wheel looking ahead before I called him. And he looked back up at the truck.
And he kept rolling, huh?
And when the light changed, and that's when I realized, like, you talk about stories, Tupac. So that's one. But that made me realize.
What did that mean, though? What was that look about?
He didn't recognize him, that's all.
He didn't recognize you?
He wasn't really trusting people from New York or anybody that had dealt with that camp or whatever. I understood it. I got it.
No doubt.
Because you were in L.A. when you saw him.
But it was awkward, man, because, okay, we were when that happened, we were close. We had already passed the spot. We was looking for a parking spot. We got a parking spot. Then somehow we made it to the front door, before he did, right? And, you know, they got the people there at the door with the clipboard. They go through the guest list bullshit. We made it there first. I came a little after. Walked right up to the front. They knew who he was. Let him in. Right past us and everything. I was like, oh.
Damn.
He just
That was part two to the story. That was part
He
two to the
jumped
story.
me.
Ice cold.
No love.
But again, like I said, based on what happened and having mistrust of people, you know, you have stuff like that happen.
Yeah, he was in a trusting place.
You gotta really, you know what I mean, kind of figure out who can you trust around you.
Yeah.
I got it. It's just that I wasn't the one.
You didn't think you'd be on that list.
You wasn't in the middle of
Nah.
Damn.
Well, rest in
So that's
peace.
one experience to the caller. That's one that sticks out in my mind.
Right on, man. That's what's up. That's a tripped out story, man. It's ice cold.
Tupac dissed me.
All right.
We got Eric up in here. He's in the super chat saying, can I get a congrats to my daughter Envy for making her 6th grade cheer squad?
Hey.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Keep working hard.
Envy, congrats.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
We got Jonathan saying, salute to everyone at the table. Thank you so much, B.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with us.
And we got Ask a Bum. He's saying, no send dog again. I might have to create a protest.
Oh, my God.
We got Easy Dog.
And we got Static G. He's saying, those Biggie Tupac records are classics. Can you give us your top 5 music producers and top 5 rappers of all time?
I hate top 5s.
Yeah. A lot of this guy does it every time.
Yo, I just want to say something else too.
Yeah.
Yo, your show got the illest drops.
Oh, thanks.
And they so witty and quick with it. Like, how do they know to get to that drop?
Oh, we've been doing it a long time.
Yeah. That's
Shout out to the drop, man.
Dom.
Who's doing the drops?
Dominator upstairs.
That's the Dominator.
Salute the
there.
Dominator. Yeah.
We got Bud up in here asking the table.
I hate top fives, but I will just give you some of my favorite producers, rappers. Don't limit it to a top five.
Your standouts.
Yeah. DJ Premier, Pete Rock, High Tech. You don't hear that a lot.
No.
High Tech is
Salute
dope.
to High Tech. Large Professor. Diamond D. See, this is why it can't be a five, because I got to keep going.
Yeah, you got to keep
going
going.
and going.
D.
Bring it.
For sure.
My brother, my blood brother, LG Experience. You know, there's so many. The Bomb Squad.
Yeah.
And then Jazzy J. People don't talk about Jazzy J, but you're talking about those who contributed to like the earliest in production. You know?
Oh, yeah.
What about
Rappers. LL Cool J. Rakim. KRS-One. Why was that one? Tick, 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 ding.
That's money.
Yeah, KRS-One for sure. Common. Yeah. Let's stop it there.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Let's stop it there.
That's a good one.
Solid list.
That's a solid ass.
And remember, don't put those into a top. Those are just favorites.
Standout favorites.
Off top.
I'll be hating those top fives, top tens.
It's hard because there's so many, man.
Yeah, man.
We got Bud up in here asking the table, do you have to have expensive equipment to engineer these days?
Not really. It's been
It does help.
Yeah, it does help, but with the home studios and all of the programs that we have available to us nowadays, you don't have to actually spend as much as you did when you were going into the big studios.
That's true. A lot of the outboard gear is now
Or plugins.
Yeah,
and shit.
plugins. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it at a cost about 10 to 20% of what it would have been then.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got Ask a Bum saying young people are likely just sick of auto-tune.
Probably. They've had a pretty steady diet of that shit for a long time.
Yeah, it's been the norm for a minute, though.
Some
I
of
haven't
it-
heard it really too much now. It's like you play it out a little.
Auto-tune been around our entire adult lives.
Yeah.
just
in
in a
our
different form of it.
Yeah.
Got extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the real guys like
Peter Frampton and Roger Troutman.
Teddy Riley.
Hell yeah.
Like auto tune wasn't made to be heard.
And you know who was
meant
nice
to
with
be, like-
you know who was nice with that shit too was DJ Quick.
Oh, okay, but yeah, like all of the real guys back in the days we talking about.
Those are vocoders.
They did it the real way with
Talkbox.
with the
Talkbox,
with
yeah.
the tube in their mouth and
Roger Troutman taught DJ Quick how that worked.
Yeah, he had the talk box.
he knows how to play it with it. Yeah, the talk box.
shout out to Battle Cat too, because he's nice with that too.
Battle Cat.
That's a hell of an art form when you can do that
Dude,
shit.
Battle Cat's nasty with it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Talkbox is fun.
So does Battle Cat use it on his set, right?
Live. At
Yeah,
gigs, at shows.
Yeah.
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 Parties.
He's dope, man.
You could put a Talkbox on the DJ rig.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope.
All right.
We got Wilfred Cyrus up in here. He's asking, Easy, can you tell us a little more about working with Miles Davis? Any funny stories or anything that sticks out?
Let me see. Okay, we was recording this song on the album called Duke Booty. And we all know Duke Booty was down with Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. When came time when a song was finished and it needed to be titled, I would ask Miles. I actually have two answers. One is a song we would finish and I would ask him, Miles, what we gonna title this? He would tell me, I don't know. I don't give a shit. Name it, whatever. I
like Miles.
You sound just like him too.
He says, I don't give a fuck it. Name it whatever. And it went from him giving me the autonomy and the power to name songs where he actually gave me the freedom and the power to title the album.
That's crazy.
That's great.
So me and my group, Rapping is Fundamental, we're singing and rapping on the doo-hop song, right? And we got the idea. I got the idea from doing that song. Okay, what we do was doo-wop, hip-hop. I said, why don't you make a new word? Prefix do, suffix bop. Do-bop.
Bop.
You should have named the song I Don't Give a Fuck.
But another experience in the studio. We're going back to the Duke Booty song, which I originally spoke about. Darren Johnson, his keyboard player. We would track the beats and everything, and there's certain songs that Darren would come and lay like some keys on them or whatever. So there was a section in the song where him and Miles was doing a patch. Where that's when, like, you're playing the same thing. Two different instruments are playing the same thing together at the same time. And Darren was trying his hardest, man, to get that part. He was trying his hardest. So my engineer, Eric, stopped the tape, and Miles was from inside the booth. Darren was inside the control room. And finally, Miles said, Darren, motherfucker, can't you get this shit? I was like, wow. I'm standing back like, oof. So I heard about, like the James Brown like stories.
Yeah.
Screaming on the band. I'm just hoping it don't ever happen to me. It didn't happen to me though.
But you got to see it.
I got to see it, man.
Wow.
Yo, shout out to Vincent, his nephew. Too.
Oh yeah, Vince,
that's
man.
my dude.
No doubt.
That's right.
What up, Vince?
We got Jeffro up in here saying favorite Easy Mo B remix is The Gladiator by Third Base.
Whoa. Whoever that is, you dug way into the vaults.
Oh yeah.
Can I tell you something? What's your name?
Jeffro.
Jeffro, let me tell you. Guess what? After being signed to Rush Producers Management, that was my very first remix. After being enlisted under the production management umbrella over there at Rush.
Wow.
That's the first remix that they gave me. And guess what? A couple remixes down, what was also one of my first. Pink Cookies in a Plastic Bag.
Oh shit.
Getting crushed by building.
Ooh, it's one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. You picked a good one. Matter of fact, you picked the first. Wow, that was my first.
He's a historian. He knows his deal. He knows his shit.
Peace to Jeffro.
Yeah.
We got Curious George saying shout out to Easy Mo B and the crew at the table. Great episode today. And we got Stupid Almanac saying Militia Madness, Slightly Stupid, Party 123. Shout out to Slightly Stupid yesterday.
Salute.
Curious George, as in Curious, that was on.
Oh, that ain't Curious.
It was Curious, my man.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I ain't seen him in forever, man.
Remember
That's
him?
the homie right there, yeah.
Y'all was on the same label too.
I believe so. A lot of people thought him and Son Doobie were related or something like that.
Yeah, they're like
Because early on, they had a similar look.
Yeah.
I've never seen them both in the same location.
Oh my God.
We got Steph up in here asking, how can an unheard beat maker approach a rapper with a decent following? And also, any tips on artistic block?
That's a tough one nowadays. Go stalk them at a party.
Ask them for their email and send them the beats there.
Send them like 100 beats.
Try a respectable bag.
And then
that always works.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I brought this weed for you. By the way, can I send you some beats through your?
and
Be
then,
amazing.
And then a lot of these producers, a lot of people in the business, they always have people around them that help coordinate what they're doing. Be it their manager, I don't know, assistant. You can get close to any of those people too. You may get in.
And then any tips on artistic block?
It's all a mindset. It's what you're telling yourself, man. You know, like you could like easily get out of that, but you got to do positive reinforcement to yourself in your head and tell yourself you're in block. That you know, find some sort of mantra that you could say to yourself to, you know, unlock it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's just a state of mind.
Yeah.
And a vibe.
2 or 3 mushroom gummies to get you right out.
True that.
Yeah.
Microdose.
joints.
Microdose snap you right out of it.
Dude, a joint.
For me on the beats, I just come back to it later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
take a break.
I'll save what I got at that point. A lot of times I've done it on purpose. I'll do it on purpose. I'll get to the point of a skeleton and I like what I got right there, but I can't feel what next to do to it. You'll cut it off.
Yeah.
And purposely, I avoid the track for like 3-4 days.
Yeah.
To come back and hear it fresh. And then when it come back on, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. And if it doesn't hit you, you already know. Okay.
Yeah, then that goes into the
I'll see you later pop.
I do that when writing too. Like I might write whatever, 6 bars, 8 bars, and I'll be like, I don't like to sit there and bust my brain.
I'm glad we're talking about this time frame when it comes to creating, because I don't want anybody out there, whether you're a vocalist, a rapper, singer, producer, don't listen to these other stories that you heard about other artists and producers. Take your time and get it right.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want to be taking forever all year and have your group be like, yo, what's up, man? You know, but take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, don't rush through none of it. You know what I mean? Get it right.
If it don't fit, don't force it. Just relax and let it go.
That's right.
Let it flow.
All right, what else you got?
We got the Pope. He's saying the best double album of all time, Use Your Illusions. I think that's Guns N' Roses.
Okay. Right on. It's a good one.
We got B Fake up in the super chat saying, just a reminder that my new album, Temples of Booth, drops tonight.
Oh, wow.
It contains the hit, I Keep It All the Way 50.
I'm going to be first to buy it.
Plug.
I'm going to be the first one to buy it, all right? Just so you know.
Be fake.
Keep it real.
Hell yeah.
And we got Midget Mike up in here saying, Mo, name a rapper who gets no airtime in your car.
Another one.
Now, why you going to put me on blast like that?
He does this to everybody.
Yeah.
He did it to us, too.
All right. I'll pick just one. Kodak Black.
All right.
Pedro.
Sorry, Pedro.
Sorry, Pedro.
That's a good one.
It's about honesty, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's about honesty. That was an honest answer.
There's so many more, but that's just one.
That's one. All right. I feel you on
Yeah,
that.
I'm pretty sure somebody say I hate Easy Mo B. He's whack. Hey, that shit
I don't
big.
know too many motherfuckers saying that.
Hey, everybody got their own opinion, though.
Yeah.
Real.
We
All
like
right.
what we like.
That's right.
We got Midget Mike saying, beat and less with Mo on a beat. Can we manifest that?
That's, yeah.
No problem over
That's
here.
not a thing.
It's nothing.
Why not?
That's that manifestation right there, Mike.
Tell me to direct you to the room.
Ooh, yep.
Bring it.
We got Medicine asking Mo, were you there when Dilla and Biggie collabed?
No, I didn't. But you know what? And I never really heard that song. Some kind of way it made its way onto YouTube. And I looked. You know, I'm good for looking at the bottom of the videos to see how long ago was it posted. And I think the one I saw the other day, it said 12 with a little Y, 12 years. I'm like, yo, where was I at? That I know I wasn't there, but that joint that Big did with Dilla?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
The Dangerous MCs verse.
Yeah. That's right.
Yep.
The same, yeah.
They used it on that song.
From the Biggie Duets
Yep.
album, right?
Yeah. But the original was, to a Dilla beat.
Yeah.
We got Megan up in here saying that was a very honest and interesting story and perspective about Pac not trusting you. Most people don't tell real stories like that. Much love to you.
Oh, no, I'm a straight up guy, and like I said, I totally understood his mistrust at that time. Shoe in the other foot, I've probably been the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got Neurosys up in here asking, Yo, B, are you a rapper or an MC? Can you guys talk about the difference between being a rapper and being an MC?
The answer to the first question is I rapped from, say, like 87 to the year 2000. And then that's when I put my rap hat on the shelf and I was like, I'm producing the rest of the way out. No disrespect to my group, Rapping is Fundamental. What up, AB, Money, and JR? And the difference between a rapper and an MC, a MC can freestyle, and an MC doesn't necessarily have to make songs. An MC raps about true hip-hop cultural things. I'll just put it like that. An MC is braggadocious. An MC has similes and metaphors, and it gets deep. A rapper, plain and simple, just makes songs.
Write songs, yeah.
Verse, hook, maybe a bridge. Verse, out. Totally different from an MC. And most rappers, real, true rappers, usually do like 16 bars. This is the structure of what you call a real average traditional song.
Yeah, in hip hop, as it relates to hip hop for sure. That's why everybody say, hey, can I get a 16 from you?
Yeah. Like y'all songs. So you didn't have, it wasn't every song 16.
No.
A lot of times y'all would go beyond 16.
Yeah, some of it be like 22, 24 bars or whatever and shit.
Yeah, why do we have to be in this box? Always do the same thing. You know what I mean? Be governed by this structure, this set thing that we got to live by. Nah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that. Somehow it became that, though. Crazy.
Yeah.
And we got Midget Mike up in here asking, Easy, any wild stories with Big Pun? He's saying Thug Remix.
Oh, okay. Yo, shout to Domingo. He was over there at RPM at Rush with me too. Let me tell you the story to that record, where they have Big Pun did a verse, I did a verse, and forgot who else is on the song. Originally, I did that at Shaq's house. Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, yeah.
The song was for a song with Shaq. The Shaq song didn't come out. Some kind of ways they lifted my verse and put Pun on the song and made a song. And Domingo produced the beat. What up, Domingo?
Word. Shout out Domingo.
Salute.
Yeah, he's dope.
So I wasn't, to answer your story, caller, I wasn't in the studio with Big Pun. That was kind of like a years later put together record.
We got Cybele up in here saying, Yo, be real. Everyone needs to be listening to this music education today.
Yep, I agree, 1,000%. Hey, look, it's after we finish it, it's gonna be up here, so share it out.
Yeah,
let
what
people
we do
know.
is teach.
Yeah,
sharing is caring.
And we got Callie Blaze up in here. He's saying, Damn, it's okay for us to see Usher's nipples, but not Janet Jackson's.
Damn! He's absolutely 1,000% right.
I agree with you, Blaze.
That's what I said, man. I was like, I can't believe this. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, they complaining
We
about.
get mad at Janet. See, what happened?
It's a scary thought when Callie Blaze is the voice of reason.
You're not
Correct.
wrong.
What them on the glass.
To mix a lot.
Come on.
Yo, Usher's wilding, but you know,
having a good run right
doing his
now.
thing.
All right.
We got Juck saying, "Yo, be real. That Proof album was fire."
Word up, it definitely was. I only put one song on it, but yeah, I was surprised that he reached out to me for it. You know what I mean? But it was dope.
All right.
I took the track, I laid it at his studio. I laid my verse, then Meth showed up, laid his verse, and Proof dropped his. It was actually a session where we were all there.
That's dope.
You know, in the times where, you know, you weren't necessarily in session with the person you were collaborating with. We just happened to be in the same city, well, here in LA at the same time. And whatever spot he was at, I took my shit over there to it, dropped it.
Yo, Proof was a crazy dude, though.
Yeah.
Mad funny, mad fun.
Cool dude, man.
A little off the wall.
Rest in peace.
And we got Western Goods. He's asking Mo, what was it like with Big in the studio?
What was it like with Big in the studio? Big would go, he would sit in the control room and in the lounge for like 2-3 hours, 4 hours, ordering food, joking around with Junior Mafia.
Little C's.
Got chicks coming through. Like, when you gonna make some music? And I remember this one session. This is like in the beginning when we first started working. He kept saying, putting up one finger. He said, I got you. So finally he get up, go in the booth, and bong, 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 3 verses. And he walked out the booth, and I was sitting at the control, at the board with Puffin, the engineer, and he looked at me. You know how Big used to look under his eyes? He says, told you.
So he is basically writing the rhyme in his head.
Writing in his head. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, I wanna shed some light on that. Writing in the head. You know, after Big, they say Jay-Z got known to do that. But before Big and Jay, I had already seen that. It wasn't that amazing to me. In my group, Rapping is Fundamental, A.B. Money has always been the same way. Has never written a rhyme down in his life.
Wow.
Everything stored up in the head. So when Big did that, I was like, okay, he doing that A.B. stuff.
You know who else does that? That nobody probably even knows? Greg Nice. Like, I've been in the studio. Yo, he don't write nothing.
Lil Wayne does
sits
that.
there. He sits there. He's like, he'll tell the engineer, he'll turn the mic on.
Everlast does that as well.
Wow.
He's been doing that
That's another
for
skill
a long
right
time.
there.
Lil Wayne does it. I've done it a couple times.
That's singing.
That's
That's
got to
singing.
say something about.
What do you mean it's singing?
When you're singing, there's a melody attached to it, so it's more it's easier to recall. Like
No,
if
these
you're
are-
repeating that to yourself, you know what I mean? Like they've
Oh, I
already
see what you're
rehearsed
saying.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that it's different than singing because you're trying to put together 16 bars and like remember all that shit from top to bottom by the time you get to the end.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but by the time they actually stand in front of the microphone, it's not the first time they've already cited it to themselves.
Yeah, they got it in their head at this point. That was the whole reason he stood there for 2 hours. He was like getting all that in his. But it's crazy to do one verse, store it, know it, then go on to the next, create that, store it, then the third. Like usually when people do that, they might like do one verse first and then go think of the next verse and then pop that. But to like carry all 3 and do it, that's
I mean, I'm pretty sure like Biggie was there, but he probably had pieces already of rhymes from like 3 days ago. Because I know I do that.
Yeah.
I'll hold pieces in my head like
That's
that,
what I'm saying.
that I wrote or I just thought about. I don't even be writing. I'll just store them. Like, boom.
that's totally possible.
But that's got to say a lot about the brain, that particular person's brain, and
All the parts they use, yeah.
Yeah, the ability to store
Yeah.
that much. That's
Oh, we are capable of much more. We just got
Hell
to
yeah.
learn how to work that muscle, because
Yeah.
once you start doing it, you can do it again.
Just-
It's totally possible. Hey, how many more we got?
We just got 2 more.
All right, what were you going to say, Steph?
I was just saying, you guys were already talking about it earlier, though. Like, it's the difference between stopping after the take and be like, don't stop the tape. You know what I mean? When you don't stop the tape, means you already rehearsed this. You ready to go for it. Let me get it.
Yeah.
I'll come back and fix some parts, but let me hit this.
Word up. All right.
And we got let's see here. We got Midget Mike. He's asking Mo, any wild stories working with Big Daddy Kane?
All right. Wherever he is, I'm talking about his old bodyguard. If you look on the back of Long Live the Kane, was a dude named Mad Money Murph. Murph was his bodyguard. I remember this is early stages of Riff, Rapping is Fundamental. Kane was like, yo, y'all want to go out to eat? Come on, let's go to Junior's. So we go to Junior's in Brooklyn, the spot with the cheesecake.
Yeah.
Oh, Puffy and the band.
Yeah. Same restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
So we in there, and if you ever been around Kane, especially back then, you know Kane loves to rank. He will rank you out. Like, you want to call it the dozens, if you want to call it that, you could call it that. But,
Clown it.
so we sitting there in Junior's, and they going back and forth, him and Mirth. And you know when dudes get them shaving bumps on the back of their neck? And his situation, it wasn't that bad. It's just it was perfect for Kane at the time. So it was Kane's turn. He was sitting there looking at him, and he said, shut the fuck up, nigga, with a $100,000 candy bar on the back of your neck.
Oh my God.
They changed $100,000 bar to $100,000.
Yeah.
But if you remember the $100,000 bar, the $100,000, it got like Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it got those little bumps on
Like
the
a
back of
crackle
the
bar.
neck. Shut with a $100,000 candy bar on the back of your neck.
Rice Krispies.
Everybody fell out.
Snapped him. Oh, man.
Kane, he ain't as serious as you think. Like, he loves to rank and just be silly and stuff like that.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
In the last super chat, we got Psycho Beta Beatdown. He's saying salute to the table. Shout to Easy Mo B. He's asking for a moment of ohms, please, for the highest show on the planet. And he's saying, ask how many engineers must get dissed.
What was the first question?
He's asking for a moment of ohms. It's like a meditation, like we ohm like 4 times, to like chill everything out.
Yeah.
And then I forget what he's asked on the next one.
And then he's saying, ask how many engineers must get dissed.
If they don't know what they're doing, a lot of them.
How many engineers must get this?
You know what I'm saying? But hey.
Everybody says.
Well, how many engineers must get this? Most of the engineers I work with, they was cool. If you want to piss me off, just use a lot of compression. As long as you don't use compression, a lot of compression, we good.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, because my kicks and snares, I want them to punch. I want them to...
Yeah.
And when you put that compression, like, yo, you holding me back.
Putting the cuffs on, Chief. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we want to thank everybody for getting down with us today. Thank you for your submissions and thank you for your interactions, love, and support as always. And we want to thank the legendary Easy Mo B for sitting in with us today.
First time at Be Real TV. We made it happen.
And more to come. You're out here now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, see, there it is.
Yeah,
You gotta come do a set one day.
Yeah, man.
Got to do
I
a
got
set.
something to do. You asked me last night, but yeah, I'll come back and do a set.
Got to come back and do a set, and then we got to do that track.
Is it all right if I do when I come? Because I got to make sure for the content on the show.
Yeah.
I would like to do hip-hop classics and some breakbeat.
You could do whatever you want.
And vinyl, right?
About
It's
that.
vinyl.
And vinyl.
It's
That
free
okay?
format here.
We gotta
You know,
have you
all
right.
So we
Set
good.
right.
Let's do it.
It's free format. You could do whatever you like.
Yeah, man.
Word up, man. Salute to all y'all, man. Much positivity to all y'all. Thanks for being here with us. C minus.
Hey, I just want to say salute Easy Mo B, like absolutely one of my favorite producers, and you made some of the most amazing music that like truly has inspired me as a DJ to like play like always, and as well as being a proponent of the SP1200, which is one of my favorite drum machines. So just salute.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Shout out to everyone here at the table, the Treehouse crew,
and I want to say thank you, Be Real, for coming here and you not like barraging me with the same old regular questions. I enjoyed this so much because it was kicking it.
Yeah, we don't do that, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Just shout out to everyone here at the table, upstairs, Treehouse crew. Shout out to Dro. Shout out to Javi Lopez, E-Zone, C minus fan 4. You can follow me at all the social medias and word. Psycho Easy.
No doubt, no doubt. Shout out everybody hanging out with us on the chat. Shout out Easy Mo for coming through. Dr. Greenthumb Squad, of course. And if you're checking for Psycho Less merch, go to the psycholessshop.com. If you're on the IG, go to Psycho Less Official. If it doesn't say official, it's not official.
Yeah, let me give mine too. It's Instagram at EasyMoBee, at EASYMOBEE. Twitter is at EASY_MO_B.
For sure. Follow Easy, follow Psycho, and get ready for this mix.
Shout the Insane Asylum. Thank you guys so much. So we're going to go into this giveaway for the free pair of tickets to Cali Vibes this weekend.
Bust it.
Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We had OG Tone 13 yesterday. He was the winner.
Oh. Medicine 1111.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Medicine.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Send us your info to brealtvcontest@gmail.com and we will, get your tickets to you.
Shout out the Insane Asylum. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Ray Morning Shot Films. Shout out to the Dominator. What's up, Trace?
Big shout out to everybody sitting around the table today. Like I say, it's a treat to come in here. Mo, great hanging out with you, man. Hearing all the stories, legendary. It's quite a lesson in hip hop. So quite an education. Thank you very much.
Salute, Trace.
Yeah. Big shout out to all my Instagram followers out there. If you'd like to become one, real simple, at Trace Nunes, at TraceNunes. And let's pass the baton to Steph.
Yeah, man. Shout out Easy Mo B. Pleasure to meet you and hang. That's what we do here. We just chill out. B, C minus, Psycho Less, Bolton, Ray, Morning Shot Films, Taryn at Velvet Hammer, the Dominator, Trace, the Guru. Come on. Aton, Pedro, Javi Lopez, E-Zone, Cali Blaze, everyone in the Asylum, Twitch Ward, the Scorleys, Karen B, excuse me, Mark Sargent, and David Weiss. Y'all have a great week. Catch up with y'all on Friday. It's out.
Don't be afraid to adapt. Get out of your comfort zone and take a chance on yourself. Swallow that.